Greetings, this is August 18th at 2:30 p.m. and this update will include data I've collected over the last 18 hours. We are looking at an image of Stinking Lake north of the Cache Creek Hills. I'd like to take a look at the infrared for the Elephant Hill wildfire. Disregard the perimeter that can be found at the official links below. However, I'm looking at the infrared displaying on the eastern flank and on the northern flank. This is an image from the infrared on August 10th, and I'd like to draw your attention to the eastern flank just right of center. It shares some similarities with what's going on right now. These are three volatile hotspots. They're south of Hihium, and I would classify them as long-term and troublesome. Also, I'd like to look at what's going on in the northern flank, but first let's look at these three areas of concentrated infrared, approximately 1 kilometer south of Hihium, and each of these areas is approximately 1.5 kilometers in diameter. We see many outlying hotspots surrounding a central random core. We've just jumped over to the 12 and 6 hour maps so we can see what the most recent new activity is. These spots have occurred for the last 12 hours, and in the last 6 hours there's no new activity. I've clicked on all the infrared and the terrain so you can get an idea of the lay of the land and those gullies to the southeast and the hills to Arrowstone on the left hand side of your screen. Now we've got the satellite imagery on so that you can see some of the forestation and that area of forest south of Hihium that has major concentration over the last few days. The other two areas of concentrated infrared are also within forested pockets, and these are sitting amid various cut blocks in different stages of regrowth. Here's an overview of that area south of Loon Lake and north of the Deadman River, and you can clearly see those three infrared concentrations. Now we've moved to the area south of Green Lake and north of the Bonaparte. This is where fire leapt up onto the plateau on August 12th. We're looking now with the terrain infrared, and you can see the concentrations west of the Rayfield River, and we see other concentrations, three more, just south of the three lakes Sodium, Marsden, and Hutchinson. Now we're looking at the 12-hour map and see if there's any new indications, and no, there isn't. And please do keep in mind that this infrared does not indicate the full extension of the Elephant Hill perimeter as displayed by the TNRD on their regional map. Okay, we're moving over to the Drive BC highway cam at the Big Bar rest area. The skies are looking quite clear with a few clouds to the north. I don't see any haze. I have had reports up from 93 Mile. There's a lot of smoke in the area. The winds at this location are primarily coming from the west-southwest, and up at 93 Mile there may be smoke coming in from the Risky Creek area and the southern extension of that flank. Here we are looking at the cam from Dry BC at Sheridan, and it's pointing west. I am seeing some haze in the far distance towards Bridge Lake. However, I've heard no reports of any further growth on the northern flank to the southeast of Green Lake. I am switching over to windy now, and as predicted, those winds have picked up Friday afternoon, and we're looking at southwest at 16 kilometers an hour. There's a lot of variation depending on where you are. It could be coming from the northwest if you're up around 93 mile. It could be coming from the southwest if you're down near the Clinton and Chasm area. We're going to take a look at another computer model, and it's predicting pretty much the same west-southwest, coming in at 17 kilometers an hour. Variation between the flows from the west, flows from the southwest. The wind is peaking kind of right now until 3 o'clock, and then we should see a reduction in the overall velocity for the rest of the week and into next week. It's looking cloudy, some overcast skies. I'm not hearing any reports of lightning as of yet, but you do want to keep on that and check with the BC wildfire map. They have very good up-to-date reports on any lightning. Now we're going to take a look at the latest image from NASA Worldview. This came in yesterday afternoon, and you can see this pattern occurring. We have clouds to the lower left, and they are pushing air into this doldrum region around Highway 97, and we can see the smoke dissipating both to the north, to the east, and to the southeast. We've zoomed into the Elephant Hill wildfire. We can see the Clinton area, that's to the left of your screen. We see the Deadman River to the right of your screen. At the top is the Green Lake area, and down south at the bottom of the screen to the left-hand side we see the Boston Flats area, and to the right-hand bottom we see the Savona and the Wallakean area. I'm zooming into the Boston Flats. I'm looking about 4 to 5 kilometers west of Highway 97. We are moving further north towards Highway 99, Highway 97 junction. I've been referring to this as the southwest flank, but I'd like you to look to the east of Highway 97 on the right-hand portion of your screen, and there is indication of either cloud cover or smoke coming off the Arrowstone Hills there. We've moved up towards Clinton and the Chasm area. We are looking at Loon Lake on the lower right-hand portion of the screen, and about center is the Chasm, and right of that we can see smoke coming out of those areas of volatility on the hill between Chasm and Loon Lake. We are moving further north towards 70 Mile, and I'm not going to go by the color of the ground because there may be variation in what the forest looks like. However, a lot of smoke, and we are getting some exposure there. I can see the outline of Green Lake and the color of it in the top portion of your screen, and that's Highway 97 on the left. Now we are looking at Hihium in the center of the screen. Loon Lake is left of center, and in the lower left portion you see Highway 97 heading northwards towards Clinton. In the lower center right we can see the Deadman Cache Creek Road, and a little bit further right of that in the lower right portion of the screen we see the Cache Creek Hills. I'm zooming into Loon Lake now, and that's in the center lower left portion, and just above center we can see Young Lake. On the far left of your screen we see that smoke trailing over towards Chasm, and that's those hotspots that are indicated southeast of the park about 3 to 4 kilometers. We can also see a lot of these interior flare-ups south of Loon Lake. That's at the lower portion of the screen. And Hihium is in there as well, and it's being obscured by the smoke. There's some volatility south of it. We're going to finish this observation with a look south towards Highway 1 and the Thompson River. We can see the Cache Creek Hills and smoke arising from that, and Hihium is further north to the upper left portion of your screen. And this gives us an opportunity to see some of the smoke saturation that's on the eastern flank and pretty much all areas east. Those trailing clouds that appear at the center of the screen and head in a northwestern direction, they appear to be at a different altitude. However, I can see some smoke rising just north of Cache Creek, and this trail of smoke has a different density. It appears a little lighter. It doesn't have that wispy cloud formation appearance. And of course, if you look in the top right-hand portion of your screen, that is the section around the Deadman River, and we can see the smoke heading over the river valley and towards Chris Creek and the Tranquil area. Here we're jumping over to a map issued by the TNRD, and the link is below, and I advise you to check this out if you live within the area, because this will give you the most detail, and there are satellite layers in the icons in the top. It would be nice to superimpose this map on that NASA smoke image. Instead, let's wait a little bit and see if we get a clear day, and we'll have a much better idea of where the hotspots are, where the flare-ups are. Thank you very much for checking in on these videos. Please be safe, everyone. This is still an active wildfire. Stay ahead of the situation.